Tonight we're going to talk about something very common, but rarely spoken about clearly. The fear of another bad night. Not the night itself. Not the bed. Not even the darkness. But the fear that shows up before sleep even begins. That quiet thought that says, what if it happens again? What if I don't sleep again? What if tonight turns into another long night? If you recognize this, you're not alone, and there's nothing wrong with you. Take a moment to settle wherever you are. You don't need to relax your body. You don't need to slow your breathing. Just let yourself be here, listening. Before we continue, if you feel these videos might help someone you care about, you're welcome to like, subscribe, or leave a kind thought in the comments. It helps this space reach others who may be quietly looking for the same comfort. Let's make it a small act of kindness before we drift further into the night. Now let's talk about what's really happening beneath this fear. For many people, sleep becomes difficult long before bedtime. It starts in the evening, sometimes even earlier in the day. A subtle monitoring begins. You notice your energy, you notice your mood, you notice your thoughts. And quietly, without realizing it, the mind begins preparing for danger. Not real danger, but remembered danger. The memory of past bad nights teaches the mind to stay alert, to watch, to anticipate. And the more you've struggled with sleep before, the more convincing this anticipation feels. But here's something important to understand. This fear is learned, not permanent. And anything learned can soften. Dr. Claire Weeks taught something very important about sleep. The body never forgets how to sleep. Sleeplessness happens because the nervous system is kept aroused by fear. When fear is removed or allowed, sleep returns naturally. This understanding changes everything. Sleep doesn't disappear because something is broken. It disappears because the nervous system is doing its job, staying alert when it senses threat. So when you lie down and think, I hope I sleep tonight. I can't afford another bad night. The body hears urgency, it hears pressure, it hears danger, and it responds with wakefulness. Not because it's failing you, but because it's trying to protect you. The loop of anticipatory fear. Here's how the loop usually works. A bad night happens, then another. Soon, bedtime itself becomes a trigger. You're not afraid of being awake. You're afraid of what being awake might mean, how tomorrow will feel, how tired you'll be, how long this will last. So the mind begins to say, we must sleep tonight. We need to control this. We need to stop this from happening again. And without realizing it, that effort becomes the very thing that keeps sleep away. This part may feel unfamiliar at first, but the way out of this loop is not reassurance. It's not telling yourself, I will sleep tonight. Because the mind doesn't believe that right now. The way out is removing resistance to the possibility of being awake. Instead of saying, I must sleep, you gently say, if I'm awake, I'm awake. No arguing, no convincing, no consequences imagined, just permission. When you allow the possibility of wakefulness, something subtle changes. The body no longer needs to stay on guard. The nervous system hears, there is no emergency. And without effort, without techniques, without trying, a small amount of calm returns. Not sleep yet, and that's okay. Calm. And calm is the doorway sleep naturally walks through. One of the hardest truths to accept is this: sleep cannot be commanded. It comes when conditions are right, and the most important condition is safety. Safety comes from removing pressure. So tonight, instead of asking yourself, "Will I sleep?" you might gently ask, "Can I allow this night to be exactly as it is?" Even if that includes wakefulness, especially if that includes wakefulness. Your body already knows how to sleep. It has done it thousands of times without instruction. It does not need reminders. It does not need techniques. It does not need effort. What it needs is for fear to step aside. And fear steps aside when it is no longer fought. If thoughts arise tonight, and they might, you don't need to stop them. Simply notice them, thoughts like, "What if tomorrow is hard? What if I don't sleep?" And quietly respond with one word: maybe, not yes, not no, just maybe. This removes the argument, and arguments are what keep the mind awake. A night awake is not dangerous. It can be uncomfortable, but it is not harmful. Your body is more resilient than fear suggests. Tonight does not need to be successful. It only needs to be allowed. If you're awake right now, listening, you're not doing anything wrong. You're not behind. You're not broken. You're not stuck forever. You're simply in a phase where the nervous system is relearning that the night is safe. And that learning happens through gentleness. So as we move toward rest, let the night be here. Let thoughts come and go. Let the body decide when it's ready. Whether sleep comes quickly, slowly, or in pieces, you're allowed to rest anyway. You don't have to fight sleep, and you don't have to fear the night. You are completely fine. The day ahead will be just fine, and you will handle it exactly as you always have. So now, allow yourself to rest. Let your fears and thoughts drift away. Let your body surrender fully to this calm, and let your mind wander gently. To help you do that, we will now imagine a peaceful forest, a small welcoming hut nestled among the trees, and a quiet lake nearby, reflecting soft, gentle light. With each breath, sink deeper into relaxation as you follow this serene place. The evening comes slowly. The sky above the forest is soft, muted blue, fading into the gentle glow of the horizon. The air carries the calm scent of earth and pine, a quiet reminder of all that has grown and settled here over many years. Before we go ahead, if you feel these videos might help someone you care about, you're welcome to like, share, subscribe, or write a kind thought in the comments. It helps this space reach other sleepy souls who may be quietly looking for the same comfort. Let's do an act of kindness before we drift into sleep. You walk along a narrow forest path, soft earth under your feet, cushioned by fallen leaves and tiny pine needles. The path winds slowly toward the shore, lined with low, sturdy trees. Their trunks are dark and familiar, not looming or sharp. Somewhere nearby, a gentle rustle of small creatures moving through the underbrush reaches your ears. Perhaps a rabbit shifts through the leaves, or a squirrel moves across a low branch. The sounds come and go, unnoticed by the forest itself, and so they are gentle and harmless to you as well. At the edge of a small clearing, you notice a cozy hut tucked among the trees. It is simple, inviting, and quiet. Smoke rises in a thin curl from the chimney, catching the last traces of sunset light. Windows glow softly, warm and contained, not demanding attention. You step closer. The door is slightly ajar, welcoming without pressure. A small lantern hangs beside it. Its glow stretches softly across the path, casting gentle shadows. You pause here. You do not need to knock. You do not need to enter. The forest, the hut, and the shoreline beyond are all here, steady and patient. As you move on to the small clearing in front of the hut, a soft breeze brushes your face, carrying the distant sound of gentle waves against the shore. Your body notices this, a relaxation in your shoulders, a calm in your breathing. Without needing to control it, you are learning from the surrounding. Any thoughts that appear, questions, plans, or worries, float briefly, then fade. Like leaves drifting down a stream, they are present, yet they do not demand attention. Nearby, small animals play quietly. A fox watches from a distance. A rabbit pauses and stretches. A bird flutters to a low branch. They are gentle, careful, unhurried. The forest allows them to exist exactly as they are, and the hut allows them to rest nearby without interference. You allow yourself the same. The lantern sways slightly in the evening breeze. The leaves rustle softly, and the water beyond whispers at the shore. Everything moves without demand. Everything holds itself. And so do you. The hut, the forest, the shoreline, and you, all part of this calm, unhurried world. For now, nothing needs to change. Nothing requires effort. The path ahead is quiet. The water is steady. The forest is patient. The path curves gently away from the hut, not leading anywhere urgent. It narrows slightly, cushioned by moss and fallen needles that soften each step without asking for care. The forest deepens here, not darker, just quieter. Tree trunks stand at comfortable distances from one another, leaving open space between them. Branches sway lightly overhead, brushing against one another with a soft, wooden sound that comes and goes on its own. You walk without counting steps. The ground supports you evenly. Nothing shifts beneath your feet. A small animal moves nearby, a quick rustle, a pause, then stillness again. Whatever it was has already settled back into its place. The forest does not follow it with attention. Neither do you. A cluster of smooth stones lines the edge of the path. Lichen grows across them in pale, uneven patterns. No two stones are the same, and none seem concerned about it. A fallen log rests just off the trail, half sunken into the earth. It no longer tries to be anything other than what it is now. A place for moss, a resting spot for beetles, a quiet boundary between forest floor and air. You pass it without thinking to stop. The forest continues without needing your involvement. A breeze moves through the trees, not strong enough to bend them, only enough to remind them they are not fixed. Leaves turn slightly, needles whisper, then the air stills again. Your body mirrors this naturally. A small sensation may rise, warmth, heaviness, a gentle awareness of breath. It shifts on its own, settling without instruction. the same way the leaves settle once the wind has passed. No adjustment is required. The sound of water grows clearer as the trees thin, not louder, just closer. The forest opens gradually, revealing a quiet stretch of shoreline where sand meets small stones. The water moves in slow, repeating motions, brushing the shore and drawing back again. Each wave reaches its edge, pauses, and returns without hesitation. It doesn't correct itself. It doesn't question the motion. It simply follows what carries it. A piece of driftwood rests near the waterline, smoothed pale by years of contact. When the tide reaches it, the wood lifts slightly, then settles back again as the water retreats. It does not cling to the shore. It does not float away entirely. It allows both. You notice how natural this looks, how unremarkable, how complete. And without effort, you find yourself doing the same. Thoughts may pass, faint, unfinished. Sensations may rise and fall. None of them stay long enough to matter. The rhythm of the water holds everything loosely. Near the tree line, a small group of animals gathers briefly, a fox pausing, a bird hopping once along the sand. Another creature slipping silently back into the brush. There is no announcement of bedtime, no signal. They simply slow or then disappear into rest. The forest does not watch them go. The shoreline does not react. The sky deepens toward night. Colors soften, edges blur slightly. The water continues its gentle motion. The forest stands quietly behind you. The hut's lantern glows faintly through the trees, steady and unconcerned. You stand here without needing to decide what comes next. Nothing needs to settle perfectly. Nothing needs to stop completely. Everything is already being carried, and you are carried with it. Night settles without announcement. There is no moment where day fully ends, only a gradual softening as colors fade and sounds grow rounder, less defined. The forest does not mark the change. It simply continues in a different tone. The path leads you back toward the hut, now outlined by a low, warm glow. The lantern by the door has been lit, its light resting gently on the ground instead of reaching outward. It does not try to brighten the forest. It does not push the dark away. It stays where it is. The hut feels smaller now, in a comforting way. Its wooden walls hold the warmth from inside, releasing it slowly into the night air. The roof settles with a quiet sound. As the temperature shifts, you notice how still it is. Not silent, just settled. A window stands slightly open, or from inside, a soft firelight flickers, steady and unhurried. The movement is slow enough that it doesn't draw the eye. It simply exists. The door closes gently behind you, not with a click, but with a muted wooden sound that fades almost immediately. The hut accepts the night without changing itself. Outside, the forest rearranges itself for rest. A bird shifts once on a low branch, feathers rustling briefly before going still again. Somewhere in the underbrush, a small animal circles, pauses, then curls into itself. There is no urgency in their movements, no checking, no preparation. They respond to the night by slowing. Nothing else is required. The room is simple. A wooden table, a chair pulled slightly away from it, a bed with thick blankets folded back, waiting without expectation. The fire crackles softly, not enough to warm the room quickly, only enough to maintain what is already there. You notice the floor beneath your feet, solid, unmoving. The walls do not shift. The ceiling holds quietly above you, but your body recognizes this steadiness. If a sensation appears, warmth, heaviness, a brief awareness of breath, it is held easily by the space around you, just as the hut holds the fire without effort. Outside, waves brush the shore in slow, repeating movements. Each one arrives, pauses, and retreats without keeping a record of the last. A breeze moves through the trees again, leaves turn, then settle. Even the fire changes shape, leaning one way, then another, never trying to stay still. You notice how everything here is allowed to move just enough. The animals outside are quiet now, not gone, just resting. The forest does not silence itself for sleep. It allows sleep to happen within it. The hut does the same. And without needing to decide, without effort or correction, you find yourself matching this rhythm, alertness softening, awareness widening, attention loosening its grip. Nothing is pushed away. Nothing is held tightly. The bed does not pull you toward it. The chair does not invite you to sit. Everything waits patiently. When you move, it is slow. When you pause, it is complete. The fire continues, the waves continue, the night continues, and you are carried inside this steady, unremarkable flow. Outside, the forest has fully settled. Inside, the hut holds its quiet warmth. Nothing needs to change now. Nothing needs to deepen. The world has already done that for you, and you remain exactly where you are, supported, unrushed, and free to rest. The night is fully formed now, not heavy, not dense, just complete. The forest stands in deep stillness, its shapes softened by darkness. Tree trunks fade gently into one another. The edges of branches blur, no longer asking to be seen clearly. The hut rests within this quiet, without standing apart from it. Down by the water, the shoreline has changed its voice. Waves arrive more slowly now, their sound round and low. Each one meets the sand, lingers for a moment, then eases back into the sea. No wave tries to stay. No wave rushes the next. The water reflects faint traces of moonlight, stretching them thin, breaking them, letting them reform again with every movement. Nothing holds a shape for long. Nothing needs to. A smooth stone near the waterline darkens as a wave reaches it, then lightens again as the water slips away. Seagrass bends, then rises, bends, then rises, not correcting, not deciding, just responding. Farther along the shore, a piece of driftwood shifts slightly as the water touches it. It floats for a moment, then settles back into place, supported either way. You notice how natural this looks, how ordinary, how complete. Back inside the hut, the fire has lowered. The flames are smaller now, slower. Light pools near the hearth and fades before it reaches the walls. The air holds a gentle warmth. The bed waits as it has all evening, not inviting, not demanding, just there. When you settle, the mattress responds immediately, adjusting beneath you without instruction. The blankets fall into place, their weight even, uncomplicated. The hut carries you easily. Outside Igat, an owl calls once, not searching, not announcing, just a sound placed gently into the night. But is then gone. The forest does not answer. The shoreline does not react. Everything continues as before. Thoughts may pass through now, lighter than earlier, less defined. They don't stay long enough to form anything solid. They drift, dissolve, and leave no trace behind. Sensations follow the same pattern, appearing briefly, then blending back into the background. No effort is required to make this happen. Time loosens here. Moments lengthen, then overlap. Pauses arrive without being noticed. The waves continue their steady rhythm. The fire shifts quietly. The forest breathes in its own slow way. You do not need to follow any of it closely. You do not need to track where you are. Everything important is already happening on its own. The hut does not protect you from the night. It simply exists within it. The forest does not guard the shoreline. It grows beside it. The sea does not try to be calm. It moves as it moves. And you rest within all of this, supported, unpressed, untasked. Nothing new begins now. Nothing ends, and the night holds its shape. The world moves gently inside it, and you remain floating, resting, carried, without needing to do a single thing. The night remains, not deeper, not different, just steady. The forest holds its quiet shapes, trees standing without movement, leaves resting where they fell. The shoreline continues its soft rhythm, waves brushing the sand and drawing back again, leaving the surface smooth and undisturbed. Nothing marks the passage of time here. Inside the hut, the fire has become a low glow. Embers settle into themselves, releasing warmth slowly, evenly. Light no longer flickers across the room. It rests. The wooden walls hold this warmth without trying to keep it. The air feels settled, familiar. The bed supports you fully now. No shifting, no adjustment. The blankets lie where they are, neither heavy nor light, simply present. Your body is held in the same quiet way. Outside, the waves continue their gentle arrival and retreat. Arrive, pause, return, each one complete on its own. Inside, the fire breathes quietly. In the forest, branches remain still. Animals rest where they settled earlier. Nothing watches. Nothing listens closely. Everything is already at ease. Thoughts, when they appear, feel unfinished. They drift through without forming edges, dissolving before they can settle anywhere. Sensations are soft now, distant, indistinct, like sounds heard through water. They rise gently, then fade, without pulling attention toward them. There is nothing to respond to. There is nothing to manage. The hut does not hold you tightly. The shoreline does not pull you. The forest does not surround you. They simply exist alongside you. The night carries everything evenly, the sounds, the stillness, the space between moments, and you float within this, supported from below, from around, from within. The waves continue their motion. The fire continues its glow. The forest remains. Nothing concludes. Nothing resolves. lies the story does not move forward, it does not return, it simply stays. And you stay with it, or drift past it, or rest within it, without needing to notice which. The shoreline breathes, the hut rests, the forest holds its quiet. Everything moves exactly as it needs to, and you are already there.